Good, it's your buzzing cousin Ghost Boogie. It's B-Boys Underground. We are here with your special guest, Olskool Ice-Grē. Tonight we are talking about adult contemporary hip hop. What does that mean? Who is Olskool Ice-Grē? Well, let's get into it. First, we got the homie G Dash Fresh in the house. Shout outs. Good to see you, Fresh. Happy Friday. How are you?
What's going on? Look tired, but we're gonna rock this with old school Ice Greek because we touched on this last time he was here with an abstract mind state, and it sounded like a very interesting topic. Sound like it got some legs to it now, and or some more legs to it. And we're gonna jump into it. So shout out to everybody in Cincinnati. G Dash Fresh. Here we go.
Absolutely. And of course, the man of the hour, the one, the
Yo,
only Olskool Ice-Grē. What's good, fam?
what's man? Everything is good, man. Everything, keeping it moving. Getting this new abstract mind state album together.
Man, we
What?
can't wait to hear it, man. We heard the two singles off of it, man, and
Yeah,
I
man.
made Instagram reels every from each one. Like,
Yes.
yo, you all got to check out this new music, and
Look. We appreciate it too. That was love.
yeah,
Like
man,
that kind
Yeah,
of love is
yeah.
necessary so we can get the. You know what I'm saying? So we can. People keep saying there's not any good music. No, it's good music out here,
Come
man.
on, listen up. We giving it. We
It's
letting
out
y'all
there.
hear it. Y'all putting it out. We gonna try to play it. Introduce it.
yeah.
Thank you
And
for
it's
that,
Hey,
bro.
thank you.
Yeah.
and as Fresh said, you know what I mean. Like when you, ever since you came on the last time, uh, with EP, and shout out to EP, man.
Yeah. Shout out to the Hellcat.
Yes, man.
Absolutely.
Yep.
When you mentioned and you brought up the subject of adult contemporary hip hop, man, I've been like, yes, because as a
Yeah.
DJ, I'm always trying, how that genre is not out there, right? And we're trying to get that out there. But as a
Mhm.
DJ, if I'm looking to curate music and a sound, I have to go through this big blob of hip hop, right? And find what
Right.
it is. But tell everybody who you are, get them back reacquainted about who you
Yes.
are, what you've been through, and then let's get down to it and talk about
Yeah,
ACH,
man.
adult contemporary hip hop. I'm excited
Yeah.
to talk about it.
Yeah. So for the listeners, for the lookers, my name once again, as the good brothers Ghost Boogie and G Dash Fresh said, I'm old school like Gree. I'm the male half of the hip hop Chicago hip hop duo Abstract Mind State, the only male female duo in hip hop. Period. Um, my group Abstract Mind State, we're part of the Slum Village family. We've been adopted into their family for the last few years. Just
Salute to
giving a
that.
little background. I've had a very long relationship with the group, but specifically with young RJ. We got about 12 years between us, just brotherhood. Nothing to do with music or anything like that. Just brotherhood, man, friendship. And it
Mhm.
grew into the music now, which the two singles that you guys have been supporting and giving love that we really appreciate, True Story and Church Shoes. Those are just two teasers from the upcoming project, fully produced by Young RJ of Slum Village. It's called the Art Project, and actually we'll be going to Detroit in a few weeks to put the final touches on it. We just the holdup has just been the industry standard, man. The holdup, just to be raw dog honest, the holdup has been we just been waiting on a few of our features to come in that we know we're getting. It's just
Right.
the people that's doing it got a hell of a schedule on them. So we just trying to. It's a combination of that, and we wanted to add a couple of new joints to the record. That's why we're going to back to
Mhm.
Detroit. So yeah, man. So that's the hold up on the record. So just to talk that,
Okay.
to connect the dots on my foundation, my background, and so we can get into why I'm here today. So
Absolutely.
excited.
You're making an album for your
Yes.
genre, right? And
Yes, man. For my genre, adult contemporary hip hop, something
tell
that
us
I
about
can't.
that.
Yeah, man. So adult contemporary hip hop. Okay, so just to put it in perspective, abstract mind state. We always been what most considered ahead of the game. Like our music, we were always, for what they call quote unquote real hip hop or just a real soulful. meaningful, hip hop that made us feel good. It continues to feel like golden era. And I never felt like we fit in to the regular genre that, even though it was just rap hip hop, that's all you had was rap / hip hop. And I always said, as time was going on, at 20 years, first of all, I started calling myself old school at 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. So just to put that in perspective, it's definitely not about being old. It's just about being about respecting the foundation. That's why I added old school to adding that to my name was paying homage and respect to the forefathers and the founders, and the people who came before me, even if it was people close to my age, like a Common, but he still came before me, So old school was just a salute to that. I added it to my name, like back when I was 19, 20 years old. So that means I'm saying that because that's where I connect adult contemporary hip hop. I've been calling our music adult contemporary hip hop for over 20 years. As you guys know from the interviews, we were on what was looked at as a hiatus for 16 years.
Yep.
And I've been calling our music that well before well before we took a break from making abstract Mindstate music. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the adult contemporary hip hop thing is basically rooted in sound. And I want to be this is the first show that I'm really going all the way in. I'm going in with you, Ghost. The first show where I'm going all the way in and really about to plant the flag for this adult contemporary hip hop thing. So my goal is to be as redundant as possible. I want to repeat the same thing over and over. When whoever's watching this interview, they're going to hear me say some of the same things in different ways over and over again. Every time I touch a podcast, every time I get an opportunity to speak or get in a magazine, my goal is to be as redundant as possible.
So it'll be no miscues or miscommunication to what
exactly.
It is. I feel you.
You get what I'm saying? Just on some creative. Y'all feeling my play on words. I want to be as redundant as possible. Yes. I'm gonna repeat this stuff, man, until it's in your head and I'm like the flag bearer of it. You know what I mean? Correct. But I think where I should start, and I even got notes. Like I've never came on an interview with notes, but I brought notes because I just wanted to be so on point as possible. And as you guys know, or if you don't, I mentioned it, but I'm gonna say it now for the people now. 2 years ago, I decided, like I say, I've been calling my group our music adult contemporary hip hop for over 20 years. But I never knew that I can make it mean something or aid in it really being something real. It wasn't even nothing I thought about. I was just being a creative, fresh. I was just being a creative saying, man, our music is ACH, adult contemporary. It's that hip hop that, from kids to grownups, you can vibe to this. There's a level of maturity to our sound, blah, blah, blah. And I'll say just about 3 years ago, I found out I could do something about it. See, I was a member of the Recording Academy probably about 13 years ago. And my membership ended. And then I re-upped in 2023. And part of the reason I re-up is because of a conversation that I had with my man, Jay Ivy. Shout out to him, 3-time Grammy Award winning spoken word poet who created, who actually got his own category. He got the poetry category at the Grammys. He submitted a proposal to have it separated from the audio book, because it used to all be grouped into one. It was spoken word / audio book / like that. And he thought it was unfair, so he submitted a proposal. Now he was the guy that told me I could do something about that. That's how it started. Like 3 years ago, 3 years ago, he told me I could do something about it. I said, oh yeah. He said, yeah, man. And the first thing he was asking me, he said, are you still straight with the academy? You still a member?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Well, first you got to get that straight." Then
You got to get that done.
Yeah, you got to get that done. So I re-upped my membership, and then he said, "Then you can." He said, "I'm actually writing a proposal." This is when he was doing his for spoken word. So I started working on mine. He worked on his, and the funny story to it is, when it was time to, I knew he had told me, but months went by, and I kind of was like, let me check in with JIV and see when is the deadline to get this proposal in. And how about, guys, I called this dude the day I called him. We hadn't spoken in a little while. He was busy. I was busy. A couple of months may have slid by, and he said, "Oh, Ice-Grē." When I called him, like, "Jay, what's the day, that we have to submit this thing? And how do I don't even know how to go about doing it." He was like, "Oh, bro, the deadline was yesterday." I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh," so I had to wait. His went through, and it was funny because the one he submitted went through. And so that next year you saw spoken word on the ballot. So that got me excited because I was like, "This my man." We came up together in the Shy. We've been collaborating. JIV will be the first to tell you, I was the first one on my group, Abstract Mindstate. We were the first to work with him and put him in a real studio and really experience what it was like to record on like a major level. He'll tell you that story. And so it's always been a brotherhood with us. So when he told me that, I was like, "Man, I'm gonna be on it next year, Jay, blah, blah, blah." And then he got his through, and I was like really excited for him. And then he won in his own category, which was dope. So anyway, I submitted mine. I finished it in 2020. Now I'm waiting to the next year because you know how you do it. You submit it and it doesn't. If it happens, it doesn't happen to the following year. So I end up submitting mine, and in 2023, I was in tune, real heavy with some of the award team, which was, I was told that's not even common for them to even communicate with you. But I was communicating with a few people, like 3 or 4 people, because they was really interested and into what I was doing. So they was helping me. They was like, "Well, hold on, what do you do with this adult contemporary hip hop? Are you saying that you want it to be a category, just award like for adult contemporary hip hop, or are you saying that it's what's the word that's slipping my mind, or is it like, for example, it'll be adult contemporary hip hop, but then there's a section for best adult contemporary hip hop music video, best adult contemporary hip hop single, album." I got you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a category or a, oh man, I'm slipping right now. But the point is, when they asked me that, I was really, I had.
Well, you have like album, you have single, you have
you have album, you
video.
Have single, you have video, you have it's all these different. It's 5 different categories. If I would have printed out my proposal, I could have looked at it, but I didn't. But I was prepared for that, as well as it just being an best adult contemporary hip hop, meaning like whether it's an album or a single, it's just my point was to expand the rap hip hop category. That way I'm not being what do you say, like bitter or upset that, the popular artists now are tearing that category apart. And the problem with me was, and when I say tearing it apart, meaning like they're winning a bunch of awards, they're being recognized. That's what I mean when I say that, not nothing negative. I mean, they're getting it in that category. But the strange thing is when you take somebody like Nas, who's putting out quality records, 20 years later, you got Rhapsody, you got even artists that's younger like J. Cole, Kendrick. You got even younger like J.I.D. and Denzel Curry and Joey Badass, and all these dudes are adult contemporary hip hop because again, adult contemporary hip hop is a sound. It's not it has nothing to do with age. So I was just trying to what was that?
One more time.
Let them say that one more time. Be redundant so they hear it.
We're gonna be redundant.
Yes. I'm saying for the people in the back, so the people in the back can hear me.
We're talking to y'all. Wake up.
For y'all up in the balcony, you remember everybody in the balcony at the awards used to say, "I want to thank you all at the top," and then they start screaming, "Ah!" But anyway, but no, for the people in the back and for the people up top, man, I'm saying adult contemporary hip hop is not it doesn't have anything to do with age. It's all sound. As a matter of fact, this is a good time for me to read just a piece of I had to define it for the Recording Academy. So it was a very well put together proposal I had to, submit. But basically, I said adult contemporary hip hop is a sound. It embraces the traditional sensibilities and or aesthetics of rap music. Although adult is in the acronym, it has nothing to do with age.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Said.
So yes, ACH. Yes, that acronym means adult contemporary, but that don't mean like you have to be a certain age to do this music. We're just talking about the traditional sounds of hip hop, to be even more blunt, boom bap, just that boom bap, that soul, and that can be street. Yeah. I'm talking about all of the Griselda guys are adult contemporary hip hop.
Absolutely,
because that's that raw underground, dirty, like it remind you of like how J. Rue and you know what I'm saying? And MOP and all them used to get out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's that same thing. But right now, to get it right now, I'm saying they're embracing the traditional sounds of like the more hardcore edgy hip hop. And that's adult contemporary. So I would like to not take away, not bash the rap hip hop category, but just expand it.
Absolutely.
Expand it and leave a little room. So when MC Lyte drops this new album, so when LL Cool J drops this new album, so when J. Cole drops his next album, so when Kendrick releases his next album, he doesn't have to fight for space with popular, the more popular artists who got this new internet, TikTok and all this thing on lock, because it really comes down to the quality of the music and not the quantity of the followers, because everything has we've kind of diminished the music business into followers. You know what I'm saying? And that's online, but guess what? That doesn't translate, because I know you guys remember just recently, like sometime earlier this year, last year, some of the newer artists, a lot of people start canceling a lot of those younger artists start canceling their tours because they couldn't fill up these arenas. But guess who was filling up the arenas? The what they call old school artists, but I'm not gonna call them old school. I'm just gonna call them veterans or icons or legends.
Correct.
They were doing tours and they were selling out like arenas. You know what I'm saying? Like just worldwide, going on tour.
Look at when the Who goes. Look at when the Who goes on tour. It should be like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you should be able to, as an established legend, like you said, for sure, be able to do a victory lap and sell out an arena, especially, you know what I mean? Even if you put together a package, right? And put together an overall package and put it out that way, they should absolutely be able to do it.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know if you guys are watching LL Cool J's and MC Lyte's like on their like promotional run right now. And I get so hyped every day. I'm watching the new LL interview and I get so excited and hyped because first of all, I love LL. Second, I just love how he talks from the beginning. When we first got introduced to him, he was always so confident and cocky in the most hip hop way, not in an irritating way, but in the most hip hop way. And he's still the same with the talent and to back it up, because I think he sound better now than he did then. You know, his skill, he sharpened his skill even more now. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is this adult contemporary hip hop category, which my goal is bigger than that. It's not just to be, I'll start off with a category. As a matter of fact, this is a good time for me to shout out the Hollywood Independent Music Awards, which is a awards show here in Los Angeles, created by Brent Harvey. He's the same guy that created another awards that been around for years, over 10 years. It's called the Hollywood Music and Media Awards. They call it the HMMAs, the Hollywood Music and Media Awards. You know, so a lot of people know about those because that's for the music that's synced into different things. But he's been doing that for over 10 years. That's a big, well-produced, over-the-top award show. See, I've been fortunate enough to go to the Grammys and the Critics' Choice Awards and the American Music Awards and all the various awards. And when I went to the HMMAs, the Hollywood Music and Media Awards, it looked exactly the same. I mean, the production quality, The level of professionalism, the screens, the lights, cameras, action, everything was exactly the same. And the same for this new Hollywood Independent Music Award. The reason I brought them up together is because the HIMAs, the Hollywood Independent Music Awards, is a child of the HMMAs. It's an offspring. The same guy, Brent Harvey, he had so much success with the HMMAs that he decided to do one specifically for independent artists. And the 50th year hip hop last year, when we were celebrating the Hip Hop 50, after the Recording Academy passed on my proposal, instead of me being upset or getting bitter and mad at them, I said, man, okay, they just don't get it. It's just like hip hop. You remember when hip hop first hit, they just didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, they just don't get it. I just need to keep pushing. I'm gonna stay a member. I'm gonna stay active. I'm gonna still attend events. I'm gonna still, shake hands and kiss babies, as they say. I'm gonna still make my runs and have love for that. But let me go over here with my own people at this Independent Music Awards, and I'm gonna pitch it over there. And my man Brent Harvey, he saw my vision, man, and he accepted it. And last year was the first year in honor of Hip Hop 50. He immediately implemented it, and I gave away an award. Now tell me this: I gave away the first award for. Thank you, thank you, Fresh. And I gave away the first award, adult contemporary hip hop. To you ready? Drum roll. I gave it, man. Listen, I gave it to for the Elephant Man's Bones. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we talking Rock Marciano, dude, and the Alchemist. Like, how would they ever get an award? Let's just be honest. As incredible as the music they created was, and the Elephant Man Bones was a classic album for rock.
Absolutely.
For Rock Marciano, who created a style that just as many who Kanye may have gave birth to when he did the 808s thing, and then came people like the Drakes and the Travis Scotts and all of those people. And I can say that. So listen, I'm gonna say Drake because it's not no controversy. Because I was sitting in Wyoming in the basement of what I call the cabin mansion with Drake when he said out of his mouth to me that Kanye is the reason he raps. And how could I ever? Because Kanye said, "Excuse my Drake." This when things was good with them. He said, "Excuse my Drake flow on that song." And Drake said, "Man, Kanye, how could you ever have a Drake flow? You inspired me. So if anything, I took your flow more than you took mine." So I'm not saying that this is not about hits and likes and playing the internet game. I'm saying that just to make sure it's understood that I'm not here to smash on Drake or Kanye or anybody. Yeah. I'm just saying that he birthed a lot of sounds. Travis Scott, he took Travis Scott on tour with him before Travis was out, put his arm around him, showed him the world, and then all of their stuff gives me 808 vibes because I was a part of creating that album and I saw what that was. So all I'm speaking is it needs to be room now, for what like you want to say something, Boogie. What you want?
Well, I just wanted to give because you mentioned Alchemist too, and Alchemist, which is a direct descendant from DJ Muggs. He was DJ Muggs. It's his prodigy, and shout out to DJ Muggs, shout out to Soul Assassins. But
and since you said prodigy, Alchemist did some Mobb Deep. He was connected to Mobb Deep after that. So
we got to give Alchemist his flowers. I just wanted to be like, salute to Alchemist too, because he's been absolutely putting and murdering and bodying.
So watch this. So this is where this is where my stance with this it gets real for me. Take an Alchemist with all he's done, the incredible production he's given to some of the most amazing MCs in hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. Especially somebody like Rock Marciano, right? They do an album. All I'm saying is I gave them an award for the album that the Grammys probably never even heard of.
Never even listened. They don't even know it.
Awards never heard of. The Billboard Awards never heard of. You get what I'm saying?
I'm sure they appreciate that. And then you know how much encouragement to give people that's falling to that vein of adult contemporary hip hop. They say, hold on,
Yeah, man.
Alchemist, Rox Marcion got this award. Now that's encouraging to them to really buy into that category of music and that style and mind state.
Hey, just out of fun, I had to. So one of the things that's a part of when you write the proposal, they ask you to submit 100 albums, 100 albums that fall into the category that you call yourself like creating. Since I'm like, because I was the one, I'm considered the creator. I was the first to actually put the work behind it. It wasn't, not just not having a conversation, not complaining, not talking crazy, blah, blah, blah.
You did something about it.
I literally did the business behind adult contemporary hip hop, wrote a proposal and submitted it to the Recording Academy for the Grammys to expand the rap hip hop category. And I had to submit 100 albums. And I'm not about to say these 100 albums, but I'm looking at this. I printed this out and I'm just going to run off names.
Because we were going to ask you, like, give us a couple of the albums.
Oh, yeah, because I'm going to just show you. Look, Boogie. I'm going to say it real fast just to show people what all is considered adult contemporary hip hop, and you'll get what I mean. Watch this. I got albums. I can say the artists and the albums, but I said Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, Sampa the Great, As Above, So Below, Denzel Curry, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future, Corday, From a Bird's Eye View, Joey Badass, 2000, JID, Forever Story, Denzel Curry, Saba, Vince Staples, Benny the Butcher, Freddie Gibbs, Logic, West Side Gun, Conway the Machine, DJ Drama in Dreamville, Lady London, Big Ghost, Earth Gang, Pusha T, Rock Marciano, Smoke Dizza, Phife Dawg, Fly Anakin, Currency, Young RJ, Elzai, Amani Caesar, Black Thought, Big Mensa, Flea Lord, Chris Crack. I can keep going. Rash Fresco, Guilty Simpson, Veil 9, Ivy Soul, Rosewood Swing, Bodie James. All of these, like, look, I can Big Crit, Kid Cudi, Joe Ortiz. I can just keep going. I have 100. You know what I'm saying? That's all adult contemporary hip hop. You want to know why? Because all of those people I named are not creating what we call popular top 10 rap music. They're making hip hop. Yes. They're making what we call hip hop. And we all know as lovers of the genre that when we call rap music hip hop, although we know hip hop is an actual culture, right? But when we call rap music hip hop, we're all we're saying is, man, they're doing that here we go again, that sound. That is a sound. Am I correct? When you call the music hip hop versus when people argue with you, man, that's pop or man, that's commercial. But this is hip hop. So when you say that, you're talking about the sound. So that's why I want this adult contemporary hip hop, man. And one of the things I can even say for even my own peers and all that, Boogie and Fresh, we got to stop being afraid of the word adult, man. Like, we're grown. Like, I've been watching LL on his interviews, and he said something that meant that was so correct. He said, man, what did people expect? My audience grew with me. Mm-hmm. So LL's audience is his age. MC Light's audience is his age. Nas's audience is his age. David Banner's audience is his age.
I'm a B man, not a B boy no more. I'm a B man.
Yeah, exactly.
I grew up a little bit.
And Fresh, all I'm trying to say is we have to stop being afraid of growing up. You and I both. Matter of fact, me, you, and Ghost, we got the salt and pepper. Man, the ladies love the salt and pepper. They love it. Wives, girlfriends, and the ladies, they love the salt and pepper. It's nothing wrong, man. That's just wisdom. If, like LL was saying in a lot, I'm gonna keep referencing L because he's killing it out here right now with these interviews as well as his music. If you still got it, it's a difference by saying, okay, you 50-something years old making this hip hop music and it's trash. That's different. That's different. I'm not Fresh. I'm not standing up for I'm not standing up for the 50-something-year-old garbage MC. That's not who I'm standing up for.
I know.
You get what I'm saying? I'm standing up for the ones who still spin. I'm standing up for the Method Mans. I'm standing up for the, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
the entire Wu-Tang. I'm standing up for that. So
they still giving us good quality hip hop. ACH.
And come on, say it again. Now I need you to say it again for the people in the back.
Adult contemporary hip hop. ACH.
Come on, man.
Get on the
You know what I'm saying? And shout out,
Absolutely.
shout out. It's a lot of groups like Arrested Development coming back out, and it make me want to shout out my man. Yeah. It makes me want to shout out my man Twine Mac. He's an artist that's like he travels with Arrested Development. He's like their official opening act, the way Abstract Mindstate is to Slum Village, the way when we go out on the road with them, we're like their official guys. That's how he is with Twine Mac is with Arrested Development. And I bring him up because he's been bearing the flag of dope contemporary hip hop as his brand. That's what he, again, I did the work. I actually made things. I made things very official. You know what I'm saying? But Twine he's been waving the flag and made it his brand. So it's people like him that we've connected and we're on the same page and we're ready to unite. And my purpose for even being on this show right now is to get the word out. I reached out to my good buddy, my brother, my bro, who, what I'm saying, we is love with us. He when he in town, he come through and have dinner. That's my man, the legendary Mr. Magnificent. I got him made, Special Ed. That's my man. And Special Ed got in touch with MC Light for me and let her know because MC Light is really right now on a hardcore campaign, and I love what she's doing.
Salute to the queen.
You hear her talking about can we need another genre? We need a name and a genre for the music. She said for the music that's being created, the new music that's being created by the legends, it's the same thing. She just wants to create some room for them, or just for that sound. Go ahead, Ghost.
I mean, what I would say is that it's 2024, and we are all about this time and age is all about finding diversity and equality amongst all things, right? So why would there not be diversity and equality in hip hop, just like there's diversity and equality in all other genres?
Equality and
inclusion in all other genres of music. You have all of these genres for rock. You have all these genres for jazz. You have it for R&B. You have all of it, right?
Yeah.
Hip hop is the only genre that is multifaceted.
It was jamming all together.
That is lumped together. And it is, like you said, it's time for us to embrace that we are Gen X. Is the generation that are the elders. We are the elders, and it is up to us. It is our music, it is our sound, but it is up to us to make sure that we create a path and carve a path and set the record straight like Olskool Ice-Grē.
Yes, bro. You just I got a line on the new album that says, and one of the songs that you guys will soon hear, I said, with the awkward style. No, I said with the awkward style. I say like I'm something about being underground like Aquaman with the aqua style, no oxygen, leaving them lightheaded. Don't close me in a box again. That right there, what you just said. Don't close me in a box again. Hip hop needs an expansion. It needs a facelift. We can stick with the rap hip hop category and let the new guys who are creating new sounds and new ways of doing it, they can have that lane. But it has to expand, guys. Ghost fresh. It has to expand.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, Ghost. It's all these other variations in the categories at all the award shows for these other genres. They keep putting rap in this one box like it's this big, but it's not. Hip hop is 50 years old. It is an adult now. It's finally an adult. It's grown now. So we need to let it grow, and that's where I come with this whole ACH thing. And and I love the way the acronym sounds, ACH. I also wanted at terrestrial radio, my goal is to for them to recognize and accept it as call letters. So now we've created a whole lane for other radio shows and DJs to start spinning adult contemporary hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We done created more jobs just with allowing a genre to breathe. We talking about the genre that birthed everything that is rap right now.
Yes, the mother.
I mean sound. I'm saying genre. I meant to say sound. A sound that birthed everything.
Oh, and a shout out to
look, I had to check myself fresh. A sound, a sound that birthed everything. The sound that the original boom bap or traditional sound of hip hop birthed everything that we call rap right now.
And I gotta give a shout out. You mentioned MC Light. She was on Rap Attack Lives probably a month after you got after Abstract Mindstate.
Right.
Shout out to Ness. He was like, "Hey, we are the only male and female duo." He said, "Nah, there's some more out there." He said, "No, it ain't. Check them." He said,
No,
"They
it's
don't
not.
exist."
It's not. It's
But,
not. And if it is, they haven't released an international record on you know. I mean, you know what I'm saying. We can go through that whole thing, but it's not. It's just us. You know, and that's cool. But what I would like to do, like the MC Lights, like I even saw like Raheem Devon chiming in on MC Lights post because her question was, man, can we come up with a name? Can y'all help me out? There was one post, she just put it in like in text and print. It was on her page, like, help me out. Like, we need a name for this. What's some ideas? And I saw Raheem Devon, he said, what did he call? He said
like
contemporary hip hop or something like that. You know, he said something close, like contemporary hip hop, which was dope because man, this thing started getting a butt. And then it's this dude, I know it's this piece that went viral by this dude named Punch. And Punch, I saw he's the man. I know his name. He's been in the game for a while. He's done a lot of things. I know he's currently the manager of my man, that guy Rotimi, who's on Power, that was on Power. He's like a reggae or some kind of like dance hall Afrobeats artist as well. But anyway, my point is he was going in crazy on this other podcast that I would like to get on. He was going crazy on there, like it makes no sense that somebody like what did he say? He said, oh, as a matter of fact, I think babe, that's killing me. Let's see. I took some more of my notes because I took some more notes.
No worries.
Oh, here it is, right
We're
here.
We're live, y'all.
Yeah, we live. Here we go. He said, I got a couple of notes. Well, here's like Knife One. I'm jumping around, but Knife Wonder posted on Twitter. This is what he said. He said, this Common and Pete Rock album begs the conversation I've been having with folks for at least 20 years now. Adult contemporary hip hop needs its own category. And then he said, word to Do It All from Lords of the Underground. We've been said this, homie. So even he and Do It All have been talking about this. Now, I don't know why nobody had took the time to do what I did and actually try to do something about it. And I'll say this, those some busy guys, all of them. MC Light is busy. Do It All is busy. I know I'm not personal friends with him, but I know he's doing his political thing out there in Jersey, you know, and I'm sure Knife is busy with all kinds of stuff. So my point is, my point is to let them know, dude, y'all have an ally who's on the same page that actually did the work already, wrote and submitted the proposal and got the conversation going. All I need from you guys is support, endorsements. Allow me to be the mouthpiece for us. It's not about me, because this is about helping out the whole culture. I'm here for the culture. You know what I'm saying? This is not a selfish thing like, oh, it's me. It's Olskool Ice-Grē. No, Olskool Ice-Grē may have done the work and took the time to make sure, you know, the business of it was done. But that's because I not to demean myself, but I say I did it because I had the time. These other guys, that these names that we're speaking about, they just don't have the time in their schedule to stop and just do that. I had the time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so now you had the focus. You had the focus, you had the purpose, and like one of the things is problem solvers, you know, you identify a need, right? And you identify a need and fix it, right? You identified a very humongous need that we've had to have for, I'm going to say, at least 10 years. We'll say within the last 10 years, it has really gotten huge. Hip hop has gotten so fast. It's integrated into all walks of life and forms of music too. Everybody's biting hip hop style. I mean, country music. That's all you hear. Man. It's hip hop with a twang with country people over hip hop now. I mean, it's just crazy. So I thought I would have never.
Once you add some country in hip hop, now it becomes adult contemporary hip hop. Because let's just be honest. It's whatever that was. It's definitely a more traditional sound, because you know hip hop didn't do anything. Hip hop is just a hodgepodge in itself anyway. Hip hop is a little bit jazz, it's a little bit country, it's a little bit of this, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of everything anyway. It's just like, I guess you could say, if you take it all the way back, just, you know, how we are as people, how we can make the people in the worst conditions can make the best out of nothing. That's what hip hop is. You know, it was some conditions that were Herc and all of those guys made the best out of, like what the conditions they was in. And look how we getting to enjoy it right now. You know what I'm saying? So
And I
50 years later.
I think with the ACH, as you say, and the sound, you know, and spearheading and getting some allies and being a spokesperson, you're a fan of the sound. You know,
oh man, am I?
So you're a fan of the sound of adult contemporary.
Yes, I'm look fresh. Not only am I a fan, not only am I the hair club president, I'm also a client.
Yeah, I set you up for that one.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not only am I a fan, I'm also an active member of the community.
May I ask you?
Active.
I want to ask you, what would you say is the biggest? I mean, besides awareness, what would you say the biggest obstacle? What is the biggest obstacle that we need to overcome and to be able to make this successful? Besides awareness, because what we're doing is generating awareness. We need all of y'all to talk, share everything. But besides that, is there anyone or any people or any groups that we need to, as a community, get after, or anything that we need to address outside of the awareness piece?
I think, if anything, the greatest piece is awareness, but the bigger piece is the few institutions that recognize rap and hip hop, you know, as a genre. You know, we need some understanding, because information is understanding, right? We need some people to have some open minds, because change is hard. And that's one of the reasons I feel like I don't come down on the Grammys. You know, I'm not mad at them. People close to me was like, oh, they make me mad. They didn't see what you, and I'm like, no, it's cool, y'all. You know, and they just my friends, or they love me and they wanted to see that go through. And it didn't. But I said change is hard. You know what I'm saying? I accept that. I'm not a person that's afraid to change. But then again, I'm a creative, and that's what we do. So, but those are those that are the establishment, so to speak, the or dealing with hierarchy and you know, and layers. It's change is hard for them. So you have to kind of drive home understanding for them to finally get up out of that seat or from up top and say, you know what? I do see what you're saying. I hear what you guys saying and why it means so much. And that's why I want to galvanize and create this united front, you know, and get the endorsements of like LL Cool J, Will Smith, MC Lyte, all of these guys that's dropping new albums, as well as the younger artists who just gave up on even being recognized because they know their style of hip hop is ACH just isn't gonna make it to the big show, so to speak. Yeah. And my thing is,
you were an A&R.
Yes.
And
I was
R and
A&R, a real man. Yes.
So, but think about it, because because you mentioned something to give the young and the people that they're coming up in hip hop that are dejected because they think that they have to conform to a sound. Now think about it as an A&R, right? If this category existed, do you think this would highly change the way A&Rs listen, look, and try to coach their artists?
Oh, yes, it will. And I also think it will, or feel, I want to say think, I also feel that first of all, two of the much needed positions got played out of the music business, and they're now like independent if you're still doing it. And some companies still have them, but they tried to play the A&R position out and artist development. And that's what artist development department. And I was going to say, what you're talking about, Ghost, what that would do is it will bring back artist development, because the A&Rs as well as the manager, everybody will start trying to develop and groom their artists, and it's not so quick to just jump out there on some internet popularity, but you'll be looking to be skilled at what you're doing, because there's more to it now. It's the competition gets fun again. You actually want to get an accolade for it. You would like to win an award because you know it's possible. Because I tell you this, honestly, a lot of people I feel are upset or hate the Grammys, and I'm in the middle. I'm not standing up or I'm not falling down. But a lot of people hate the Grammys because they know well, not they know, how do I say it? They already feel they'll never get one. It's impossible. The establishment will never let my music break through. I'm not one of those, whatever the thing is that they're shining the light on. I'll never get one. So in that regard, middle finger, F the gram. You know what I'm saying? It's that attitude.
Not hitting the major radio stations.
Yeah, they're not gonna hit them. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? You don't have a big label behind you paying for ads and all of that stuff and got your music. So you like, after, because of that, you're not paying for the ads means you're not charting on Billboard. And because you're not charting on Billboard, it means you're not recognized. You get what I'm saying? By the Academy. And it's like, F them. So it becomes a F the Academy, and it becomes anger. And it all comes down to, hey man, they don't recognize or understand us. So that's where, when I pitched it to them, my heart was in it so crazy. And I know it's not over yet. I know that it's still a chance for everybody to change and expand their category and add this adult contemporary hip hop thing. And we can actually have more than just one, but for all those different sections I was breaking down. But my point is, if they recognize it and start accepting it, I bet you I could bet my life on it. The attitudes of those who boycott the Grammys or gave it the middle finger or just pretty much gave up on it, they'll give it a chance again. They'll show up at the shows. You get what I'm saying? And in the same breath, I'm not saying the Grammys is the end all be all. It's award shows like the Hollywood Independent Music Awards.
Like we were talking about.
That means just as much, because they are for the independent artists. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm also saying, you know what's the perfect example, y'all? The perfect example is Killer Mike. Killer Mike is adult contemporary hip hop. Yes, well, Killer Mike snuck up in there and swept the Grammys. He snuck up in there. I like to say he snuck up in there. He probably would say it too. He snuck up in there unexpectedly and got his record in there and got nominated, and he messed around and won. And that's because it's enough voting members at the Grammys that understand Killer Mike more than they do the people he was up against, right or wrong.
That was the only album. There was a couple that were good that were nominated, because Nas got nominated too. In my opinion, like, Killer Mike deserved that. If it would have went anywhere else, that never happened. But we're not done. But Fresh has to bounce off the episode. So I'm gonna give you some shout outs, Fresh, and then we'll continue with the homie.
Shout out to everybody tuning in, wifey, family, friends, Cincinnati, you know how we rep. Olskool Ice-Grē, man, brother. We've been digging this mentality of the adult. People have been talking about it. I mean, and not as you brought it up, you've talked to peers as the music has transitioned. Like, man, we're not getting our music heard. So I want to repeat it, be redundant. Adult contemporary hip hop. Everybody, start chiming into it, support it, and he's taking the lead in it. Appreciate you, brother, man. Glad to have you back.
Man, thank you.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Peace out. Peace out, Fresh.
All right. Catch you on the next one.
Yeah. Yes, but we're not done. We're not done.
Carry on.
We're not done.
All right, y'all.
Rollo. Peace. So shout out to the homie G Fresh. Now we are not done, like I said. So what I want to do is still give you an opportunity. We're not done to have a talk about it. Like you mentioned, the Grammys, and when Killer Mike won, that was huge, because I was thinking of the Grammys was after we had even had an opportunity to speak, right? And the first time, I was, when I saw the nomination and when I saw that he won the award, because I don't watch the Grammys either, because normally it's ridiculous, right? Yeah, but I mean, because of the fact that I don't feel that we get represented properly in the Grammys, right? So
exactly.
And when he won, I was like, "Thank you." I was like, "Finally,
exactly,
finally."
Exactly. And it's funny, like, okay, so that feeling you felt, it's almost like when you said thank you, it's almost like, they finally saw, they finally recognized what we know in our hearts to be what we call like real quality hip hop music. And again, it's not about dissing the newer artists or the popular artists. It's just about making room so a new album, even the way Punch said it, a new album by Jay-Z or a new album by like LL. We'll use something that's coming out. I'm not going to use a hypothetical. Let's use albums that's coming out. A new album by LL Cool J shouldn't have to fight for space with somebody like Ice Spice. And shout out to Ice Spice. Ice Spice owns her lane. That's her thing. I have nothing bad to say about Ice Spice. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the only thing I do have to say is, hey, award shows, that's not fair to put her level of popularity and what's going on now against a legend like LL. When his audience is just completely different. How about creating a category where the people who like that sound can vote for that? You get what I'm saying? Because if it came down to it, let's just be honest, there's more of these kids active on all of these. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I mean,
it's not that LL is less quality at all. You know,
I think, you think about how music is packaged, and you touched on something that is humongous, is the fact that all of the major labels gutted and got rid of everything in regards to the talent and the personal side, the talent development. The A&Rs are gone. The marketing team's gone, street team's gone, all of that's gone on a major level, right? So you have these rollouts, and they're selective rollouts now. So the artists that they would take they would take a chance on, like, oh, guess what? We have Wu-Tang. We have this group called Wu-Tang. What the hell do we do with it? They think they're from Shaolin and you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Exactly. What do I do with this? You know what I mean? Like their album cover, they all have white, like, stocking faces caps over their face. You don't even know what they look. I mean, think about the mystique of that. You know, they wouldn't roll that out that way.
Genius. And we missed those moments. You know what's funny about music, specifically rap music in general? Let me just say this comment about the genre that's so close and dear to my heart, that I'm an active member in that community. Rap is hilarious. Labels, I should say, are hilarious in regards to rap music, because labels, when they get what they call a hit or out of something new, they think they figured it out and they can just keep doing that over and over again, right?
Copy and paste.
That's what they think. They think that, right? But as soon as somebody, and I blame the artists who doing it too, because the era, I understand the era. The only reason that there's a divide in which it changed a lot, that divide has really been broken down over the last, especially since Hip Hop 50, it's really been broken down. But it was a big divide between the newer generation and the legends and icons, right? It was like this love-hate thing going on, because they felt like the older artists is hating on them because they making money and they didn't make as much. And then the older, the more iconic artists felt like, y'all are cocky and arrogant in the space where your skills doesn't even match the level of your arrogance and the money you're making, right?
Right.
So they figured it out through a marketing portal and through all of this, social media and all that. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, again, expanding and creating space so we can coexist. And if you want to be and I feel like either side can put their records in either side. You might not win. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? Sexy Red, if she put her album in the adult contemporary hip hop category, it may not even make it on the ballot, because the sound of
doesn't match.
It doesn't match. It's a sound. You get what I'm saying?
Different demographic too.
It's a different demographic.
Yeah, I mean, let's think about it in marketing terms and business terms, right? Every business is, targeted towards specific demographics or groups of people to service, right? You're being of service to people, and music is being a service to people, because music is one of the things, just from a mental health standpoint, is a service to me in aspect, so like there's different demographics, there's different things, there's different that speaks to different people, and that's
Yeah.
great. And there needs to be awareness. So we're doing
Right.
it right now by getting, and you did all of the hard work. So
Right.
let me just go ahead and hit this button right here and say thank you.
I appreciate that.
Oh, man, like, because you did something that nobody did, because there was and has, me included, myself included, a lot of complaining. You know,
Right.
I don't, you know what I mean? Instead of doing what you did, but you had the
Right.
knowledge, you had the insight to say, yo, something needs to be done. But
Yeah.
I have the knowledge and I can execute.
I didn't want to complain, because I realized that complaining, it goes nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want, you know how when we were growing up, it was like, boys, stop crying and do something about it. You know, so you know what I'm saying?
There wasn't even no crying.
It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I come from a generation that when I'm playing on the basketball court and the big what we call the big boys grab my ball and throw it out the way, saying, "Shorty, get out the way, you messing up our game." And I run home crying, telling my father told me to go back out there and go back out there and fight them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Knowing I'm way too little, but what that was, it wasn't that he actually think I could beat this kid. And that's why the big boys never beat me up or beat that person up, because they knew what that was. That was just go get your respect. Go, you know what I'm saying? That's all that was go get your respect. And what I'm trying to do, or I don't like to use the word trying, so please erase that. What I'm doing is being a front runner for the foundation, or planting a flag of respect for this adult contemporary hip hop thing. You know what I mean? And trying to, like I say, galvanize and garner support and endorsements from those who have impacted the culture so heavily, and get this thing pushed through. Because I know for a fact, like we just spoke about, the A&R department being taken out of these labels and the artist development department being taken out. But guess what happens as soon as one of these artists that don't have proper artist development, or didn't really get their stuff done with any A&R direction, or just if they end up in trouble, you know what's the first thing we hear? The first thing we hear is, man, they needed some experience on their team, or man, they needed an OG on their team, or man, he need a big bruh. And even the artists themselves, and they sometimes get upset with us because they say the younger artists say we let them down. You know what I'm saying? Because they do need the big brothers and big sisters and the uncles. They call us, like, you know, I talked to the brother Vic Mensa, who I look at as a young Black Thought. You know, he's got skill on that level.
Yeah.
He, you know, when you look at go back to some of those when he used to be heavy on sways like Five Fingers of Death and doing all that freestyling. Vic Mensa was like a young Black Thought, a little animal, what they call him, a young bull. You know what I'm saying? He's one of my favorites one of my favorite young cats out of Chicago. But I got it, you know, I got a chance to speak to him, and he knows who Abstract Mindstate is, and he shows us love. But the point is, I was saying, is like, and I also consider him adult contemporary hip hop, because he's not making that commercial or that radio accessible.
He embraces the sound that is
you know what I'm saying?
ACH.
But anyway, I was trying to say, when we speak, he referred to me as OG, and it's funny because it's just funny to me, but he'd be like, "What up, OG?" But it's a term, I know he's saying it out of respect. So I'm saying that to say we're needed in the lives of these younger artists. That whole OG term, yo, what's up, OG? They embrace it, and that's just a slang way of them
respect.
Yeah, that's a slang for them showing respect to us. And every artist, like a Vic Mensa, a Chance the Rapper, or what makes those two specifically do so well, in my opinion, is they actually do have some OGs around them. You know what I'm saying? All these artists need to be surrounded by at least one or two OGs to keep them from making all of these mistakes, because the experience is in us. We you know, like KRS-One, you know, he refers to himself as the teacher. Experience is a teacher. So you get you a KRS-One in your life, then you can You know what I'm saying? You can plug some of these potholes and avoid some avoid some of these potholes. You know, so I'm just saying it's a necessary needed thing to expand the rap category, and it will put us next to each other more. It's time out for this division, like the young. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there's
say Ice Spice. Yeah, say Ice Spice did win, and then the Roots put out a new album. No, MC Light. Let's use MC Light again. I'm gonna use an example that's happening
today.
MC's new album is on the way. She gets an award in Dope Contemporary Hip Hop, and she wins. Ice Spice wins. Let's just say they're both at the Hollywood Independent Music Awards. We'll use that as the example. They both win in their categories. Guess who's gonna be talking to each other that night? Guess who's gonna start sharing? And MC Light may learn some things about Ice Spice that she just didn't know based off her music, and it'll create a little more respect. And vice versa, once Ice Spice gets to talk to Light, because she knows who she is, but probably already feel threatened or a little like, hey, she's not gonna care for my music anyway. And then she get to talk with Light, and Light mess around and say, man, you made this one song I like. Oh wow, guess what just happened? The bridge has just been built.
Absolutely.
Because only because we're both coexisting in the same space. Now, as long as it's only a space for the most popular thing and not what's happening with the people who create music that sounds traditional, like the foundation of this, it's always gonna be a little, of this right here, because it's like, man, how are we getting boxed out? How are we why can't we be in the room?
Yeah, what I would say is like they are, by not having this category, there is money being missed. There is so much money being left on the table. There's a lot of money being missed. Because you think about, you have a whole nother division that you've created. Like you said, it creates new programming for terrestrial radio stations.
Yes,
it creates for streaming platforms, for touring, for like you have like ACH focused tours that like, so you're taking rock and country's model, right? That generate all this money for people our age. And if you don't want to be considered, if you're my age and you're not being called an OG or considered an OG, you've made mistakes.
You made some mistakes. Exactly.
Because we wanted to be called. Think about Ice-T OG. That came out in 1990,
yeah,
91,
OG,
right?
Original.
Everybody wanted to be called an OG then.
Everybody wanted to be called an OG. And that's why, again, I added old school to Ice-Grē, because my name used to just be Ice-Grē. My name was Ice-Grē the Uncouth Hermit. That was my name.
That's a lot of names right there.
Yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them Tribe Called Quest Days names, Ice-Grē the Uncouth Hermit. You know what I'm saying? And I became Olskool Ice-Grē because I was just tired. It was at a point I was tired. It was in the 90s, and I was just tired of seeing like my favorite acts get treated or mistreated, I should say, as if they like the term old school was offensive to them at the time. So I said, man, let me take my 19-year-old self and I'm going to call myself old school out of respect and, embrace it and make it a cool thing. And now everybody who hear my name and I'll be like, yo, what's happening? I'm old school. Everybody, bro, even last night at an event I was at, they'd be like, oh, I love that. I like that. And then it's always the everybody make the same joke saying, wait a minute, how old are you? Because it'll be somebody that's older than me. I should be old school. My name should be old. That's always the joke. My name should be old school. And
why isn't it?
Right. And it's always something that makes me chuckle because it's just funny, but they never forget my name. Whenever they see me and I say, yeah, I'm old school, they be like, oh yeah, I remember you old school. Like, okay, it sticks. The same way I feel adult contemporary hip hop given a platform is gonna stick. And the biggest thing you said that I would love to, that I want to press upon. That's why I need the legends and the icons and the established industry people who feel the same as I do. We have to be together so we can express this point, because it will create an entire income stream of something like you say, is major money being left on the table. Because this sound is just waiting I mean, this sound is attached to money because the people who love and adore a traditional hip hop sound
we have money now.
Are working class people.
We have money.
We have money.
We no longer have allowances or,
no,
you know what I mean? We have
we're
income
the ones
streams.
that's giving the allowances.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? We have the money to buy this sound. Again, I have to stress the sound. That sound, the sound of traditional hip hop will never go anywhere. So with that being said, let's give it its fair just due. You know what I'm saying? And put it on a platform where it once was. It once was there. And it's okay that things change. Ghost, again, I'm not going to come off like the older or the elder statesman that can't take it. Man, things change and they evolve, because I'm sure by the time it evolved from, like, say, Melly Mel and Grandmaster Flash and all them, when it evolved and got to LL and all of them, they could have felt the way if they wanted to. So evolution is going to happen. I'm not here to fight evolution or be stuck in a time warp saying everything got to sound like what I remember. All I'm saying is, man, this genre of hip hop is very young. All of the legends are still making music, because it's not old as jazz, it's not old as R&B, it's not old as rock and gospel. Hip hop is pretty young. So the people who are like the founding fathers of this, or the torch bearers who took it to the next level, they're still making music.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, great music,
relevant. Yeah,
they're still relevant. They're still shifting the culture. They still make a room go crazy. They still make people freeze and go, "Oh my God, there is so and so." You get what I'm saying?
They're still telling important stories and messages and dropping wisdom, game, knowledge, insight that you want to hear, or as it has been referred to in the past as jewels, right?
As jewels.
So you have dropped a ton of jewels on us now, and like we have something here that one of our co-host Big Weeze had developed. It's the Weeze's wheel of who you with. So this is a wheel of the top. He got a list of top 100, like, you know how everybody has lists. So the top 100 rappers or groups of all time, and this is their list. But so this list, he used that to comprise of a wheel. And what we do is, instead of asking for, like, you know, give us your top 5 dead or alive or any of that stuff, what we want to know is who you with, and the wheel will determine who you with. So we're gonna spin the wheel, and we're gonna give you your first choice, and then we're gonna spin the wheel again and give you your second choice. And you have to tell us who you with and why. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, let's spin the wheel. Your first one up. Let's see here. Is it gonna be?
Ooh, look at that thing.
Yeah, man.
Come
Shout
on,
out to Big
7.
Weeze. Is it gonna be Twista or
Twista? Okay, go ahead.
I mean, come on. I think there's some Chi-Town affiliation there, right?
Right off the deck.
Or Guru.
Ooh.
So we punching you right in the grill with the Weeze's who you with. So
okay.
Who you with?
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna tell you who I'm with.
And why?
All right. Now, out of those two,
yes, sir,
I'll say I'm with Guru and Gangstar.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. I'm from Chicago. Twista is from Chicago. I'm a South Sider. Twista is a West Sider. Twista created an album that's one of my favorite Chicago albums from artists made out of Chicago, period. Adrenaline Rush is just one of the most amazing albums in hip hop. And Twista is so original, and still to this day, the artist who makes that rapid fire delivery makes his level of clarity is unmatched, right? So me picking Guru over my own Chi-Town brother is in no way disrespect, but let me just keep it 100. Why I'm with Guru and in the whole Gangstar movement, because my sound of hip hop, Abstract Mindstate, Olskool Ice-Grē, the way I get down, it was always more in the Gangstar Guru basket than, because Twister, although he had an amazing original style, unmatched, that nobody could ever do like him, he was still like a more of a street cat. He was street.
Yes.
I was what they call backpack or whatever, and Guru,
absolutely conscious backpack.
Yeah, and with the kicking of knowledge and all that, you know what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
that's why so I'm unafraid to say who I'm with, because I have a real reason. There's no
Yeah, back in the day, you were referred to as a backpacker.
I was referred to as a backpack rapper, and it was all right with me, because guess what? Back in the day, I actually did wear a backpack while I performed, because it was that was the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man.
That was the vibe.
Yeah, man. So dope answer. And look, I was I respect you for that, because we've had a lot of folks on that's been up against the wheel of who you with, and they
choke.
They went party line. Nah, man, they went party line. So the folks from Atlanta, like if an Atlanta person came up, like I got, you know what I mean? So I'm going to Atlanta. Like it was like a party line. Like you were just going down the ballot. Like if anybody's from the South comes up or Atlanta, I got to be Atlanta, or Chicago, I got to be Chicago. Salute to you for keeping it real. He kept it 100 with y'all, man. So look, the wheel's not done. We're not done.
Oh, come on.
Let's see
I
who's
like
next.
This game.
Shout out to Big Weeze, man. Let's see here. So the first one's Freddie Gibbs. Ooh, all right. Okay. And let's see if it's going to be easy and if it's going to be nice, or if it's going to be rough. Let's see. Missy Elliott.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
Freddie Gibbs or Missy Elliott?
Freddie Gibbs or Missy Elliott. Okay, first of all, again, another Midwest artist, that's right closer to my home. But once again, just keeping it 100, man, as much respect as I have for the Freddie Gibbs Mad Lib, the things he's done with Mad Lib, because I love Mad Lib. Mad Lib to me was like a West Coast Jay Dilla of sorts,
That project's album. That album's amazing. And if y'all haven't listened to it, please. And that album was amazing. Sorry.
Yeah, and I actually met Freddie Gibbs a couple of times. He and I met because he's been to a few, the team that I came from, the cloth I'm cut from. But in all honesty, I would be lying, and my close friends that'll see this would be like, Olskool is full of it. I never really drawed off Freddie Gibbs' music. He's one of those artists, at some time in life, I didn't have nothing bad to say. I just didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really draw off his music. But once again, I rap with a female, and everybody also who really knows me as a real person and a true friend that's been around me or seen me come up in this as an artist and just as a human being for the last 30, 40 years, they know I always been fond of female MCs. That's how I end up with a female rap partner, is how much I love female MCs, right? MCs, I said female MCs. I didn't say just any female rapper. I'm talking about, you know what I mean? We talking lyricists. And Missy, man, oh my God. Missy, bro. Missy is an alien. She out of space, bro. Anybody who not honest about Missy is playing. Missy is the producer, rapper, singer, writer. Oh my God. She does it all, but it's cool to say you do it all and sound like a jack of all trades, but she's mastered them all. Yes. And has the accolades to prove it and the hits to prove that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And she just when I think of me being in a group called Abstract Mindstate, if it's one artist, female artist, that took Abstract to a whole nother level, is Missy Elliott.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a very hard, because it depends on what we're talking about. And again,
and I know that,
about
and that's
this wheel pulls, like it brings up absolutely 100% the need, and it gives the need to be able to put a bookmark and to separate the categories, right? Because Missy, yes, her pen is amazing, her writing skills, her singing, her ability to just put together a project and have a vision, unmatched. She's a visionary, right? She's absolutely a visionary,
and she's what I call also she's like one that's of now. Tierra Whack is the artist I really like. She's a visual. Missy is a visual artist.
That's what I'm saying. When I meant to put to put the whole package in a vision. And Pam, I got to shout out New Zealand's in the house, which New Zealand. And
shout out to New Zealand, man.
Yeah. So Virginia, New Zealand, we've got Oklahoma. We got a ton of people in the house. And thank you all so much. We're not ignoring you. It's the fact that we're wanting to make sure that we have an opportunity to talk. We've got him and have a chance to talk about adult contemporary hip hop. But yes, New Zealand, I will tell you, has an extremely strong hip hop community, and their sound, the majority of what I'm hearing out of it, because there's an amazing artist out of New Zealand by the name of Ja Kellen, and the homie Pam Badass. I can't pronounce how. I'm gonna have him come on and say it right. But so he's known as the artist
name, because I want to check
his name is Ja Kellen, and I suggest listen. I not only do I suggest that you check him out, I suggest and we can get you connected with him, because your sounds match. They have an amazing sound. Hip hop is very much adult contemporary hip hop is very much alive.
Come on, say it again.
And it's such a beautiful thing to see folks from other cultures, and shout out to the Kiwis of New Zealand. The other cultures embrace, the culture of hip hop and take it and do it and execute it.
You gotta definitely send me some links or just that name.
I will.
Let me do my
Jahh Kellen, K-E.
Oh,
Jahh Kellen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And speaking of Virginia, we got Real Strong in the house, and he asked a question like, "What's your thoughts on Queen Pen?"
On Queen Pen? Oh, I mean, Queen Pen was up the era.
A party ain't a party.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Queen Pen. She talking about Queen Pen from the Blackstreet record, right?
Yeah. Well, Queen Pen. Yeah, and she had Queen Pen she let out her single.
Yeah, she was
put out was "A Party Ain't a Party."
Yeah, Party Ain't a Party. Let's brew.
It was with the Earth Wind. With the Earth Wind said, on your face. The on your face.
Hey, Ghost, I'm Olskool Ice-Grē, man. You dealing with the real Olskool Ice-Grē over here.
Don't make me pull the damn album. I got it right there. Like
you dealing with the real Olskool. It's not any females that got past me, bro. Like I think people would be hard pressed to you know what I'm saying? I'm a dude that knew about like Michie Me over there in Canada. You know what I'm saying? I'm a dude that knew about MC Choice, the very first nasty, freaky female rapper that was on Rap a Lot, MC Choice. I'm a guy that rocked with like, I don't know, Shazzy, and like, oh man, it'll keep going, like I'm a female rapper connoisseur. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned that, and can I say that is absolutely myself. Like when I hear a female MC, like you said, that has the lyrics but has the voice, because men and women are both conditioned in our DNA to listen to female voices first because of motherhood, womb, all of that connection. But that's the reason why, like in sales, in sales psychology courses and trainings, and I've taken many of them, they tell you that, when you have an ad, use a female voice because you will get their attention. Like that's the reason why we're sorry. Can you please hold, messages? The majority of them are women. Right. Instead of men like get you angry, like you know what I mean. Whereas women, you don't approach combatively, and it's critically. But I'm telling you, when a female MC, and I said all that because I gotta give EP her flowers as well. Because man, when I heard you guys and everything, again, EP was the first that caught my ear. No disrespect to you, because again, I'm conditioned to like when a female MC, I'm really automatically like, you know what I mean? And her voice, so her approach cuts through. I mean, she is amazing, man. And shout out to EP the Hellcat.
Yeah. One of the things about the group, what's funny, my position, man, just in music and just even in my own group, I've always been in a position of I would say of equality, humble, all these different things, because being with EP, and the funny thing that I think some people forget is I'm just as impressed with EP as they are. That's how we end up being partners, right? In a group together for so long. You know what I'm saying? But EP, something I had to do marketing wise, because I'm like, we discussed in the Abstract Mindstate interviews that EP told you I'm the creative one, and I'm the left eye of our group, right? But something I realized was whenever EP would rap first, man, the oohs and ahs that would be going on well after she's finished, they would ooh and ah over my verse, because to hear EP and the things that she say, the way she say them, coming from no disrespect for any of the females MCs, because female MCs are equal, but the way, when you hear a female MC really come crazy, like the Rhapsodies, and when Lauryn Hill is actually, when she rapping with the food, the stuff they say when it's super crazy, you go, oh, and so they'll go, oh, ooh, and they still oogling over everything she said all over my verse. So if you will notice on a lot of our songs, I'm always leading it. And if the question, that's like an Abstract Mind State secret. I almost have to go first just so you can hear me, because and that's
you're like, let me get out of the way real quick.
Yeah. That's given to your point that the female voice is so, it captures your ear. So she can say my rhyme and you cannot know it's my rhyme, and they're gonna say, oh, that was so crazy, and I could have said the same rhyme, but it's just you heard it through a female. And that's not I'm not taking anything from my partner. I'm just saying I had to be smart, and when we started doing mixtapes back, before our hiatus, I told her about it. I said, man, they don't even hear me, because I'm like EP's favorite. She'd be like, Gree, you be saying the craziest line, da, 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 da. I'm like I'm all that to her, but I'm like, they not hearing me because they so amazed by what you said. They talking about what you said over my verse. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot has changed. We've grown, and the balance is a little different. But that was one of the. I'm just sharing one of the things that was earlier in our group. Earlier in the group,
you figured out, like, just like, yo, man, I gotta.
Early in our group, that was something that we had to get straight. I still.
Yo. I gotta give you a big shout out. Thank you. Someone else I want to give a shout out, and I need you to be aware of, is one of my homies from the Usual Suspects. Shout out to my Usual Suspects in the sesh every Mondays and Thursdays. Is the homie Mad Ways, and the group that's for my phone.
Mad Herbs.
Mad Herbs is on. It's going to be out there coming soon, and it's a homie Mad Ways and Herbs One. And
hey, what? My bad.
I'm gonna say they do the traditional sound of adult contemporary hip hop, that boom bap, that real. And Mad Ways was just in the studio and is in the studio working with the homie from the Beat Nuts, the one and only Psycho Les,
Juju Psycho Les. Okay,
and with the homies West. You're out there, West Coast Creations. I need you to know about West Coast Creations, and that's a group and a label that you definitely, that's out there as WCK Records. And so West Coast Creations with a K, and the homie Dopey and Vinny and all of them over there, they've been on B-Boys, and the homie Monstro. These a lot of adult contemporary hip hop groups, but not only adult contemporary hip hop, but they're doing adult contemporary hip hop, East Coast and West Coast, and all mixing it together in one pot, which I love is funky. So there's a ton of people that we are in like family with here at B-Boys that's been on B-Boys just like yourself that we mess with, and that's what we're trying to do is bring all these worlds together, because it's not a competition, it's a collaboration, because we're all doing the same thing, trying to get this thing hip-hop the respect it deserves and should have. But there's plenty of money and plenty of lanes for everyone.
For everybody, adult
find your lane.
Hip-hop, man,
so real. I didn't mean to step on you and cut on you. I just want to get that. Please, by all means, make sure you integrate and get up on game with those folks.
No, man, like I say, like we got to beat this dead horse, man. We got to beat it. And like I told you, this is the first time I'm speaking out like I'm doing. I've made a decision that I'm gonna have to be the flag bearer, the front runner. I'm gonna have to step out and be like the spokesperson to bring all of the interested parties together. Because I'm one person away from everybody who's expressed something. Like Ninth Wonder, my guys from Jackson State, J Clip and Cousin B that's over there at NPR at Tiny Desk.
And they're doing such amazing work. They are doing
those my young brothers from J State. They came under me and behind me and with me with the hip hop thing, and now they all doing their thing. But I'm saying they rock with like Ninth and Rhapsody and all of them. I'm one person. That's what I'm saying. I'm one person, and of course, my time at Rockefeller doing my thing with Ye. I used to be right around like I'm one person away from Ninth 100 times. You know what I'm saying? I'm one person away from MC Light. Me and MC Light, we see each other 2 to 3 times a year, every year, and we meet each other all over again. There's always somebody is introducing us, and she even came to me at the airport one time and said, "I know you," and I was like, "Yeah," and I'm trying to say all these different celebrities we probably met through because we have mutual friends that's like established in the business, whether they actors or musicians. And she say no, and she always remember me from the African Festival of the Arts. That's this annual event in Chicago that happens on the South Side, and I booked her and MC Light and Yo-Yo, and I brought that up one time. She said, "That's where I know you." And I just laughed at it because it was kind of funny because I would say, "Oh, she remember me from she got a check." Like people remember who got them some money. But
yes, sir.
That's a little joke I like to say, but that's how she remembers me. But my point is, I'm one person away from her 100 times. Same thing with like take Raheem Devon, who made that comment in support of MC Light trying to come up with a name. He look at David Banner like his big bro. Well, I'm big bro to David Banner. Like David Banner is my man. So I'm one person away from him. You get what I'm saying? And then, like I told you, my man, my man Twine Mack, who's running with Arrested Development, we actually did connect. So he's down and ready to run this race with as a teammate. And I'm just trying to put these, and then I look at, like I say, we look at the albums that's about to come out by some of our legends, the Will Smiths, the LL Cool J. Their endorsement, I'm sure, will be wonderful. Special Ed backs me on this. My man Steve Pammon, that used to be the head of an executive over Beyonce's, the business of Beyonce, her label or whatever, Parkwood Entertainment. He was the he working with Swizz and with Versus, president of the Versus, and he just doing a whole bunch of stuff. But he's one of my go-to guys who supports and understands and wants to see me get this thing pushed through. So I'm just trying to get all of these leaders. You know what I'm saying?
He's connected, and let's say, you've said it a couple of times and you haven't really elaborated, but because we're talking about so much, but one of the biggest names that you've been next to and worked with from their infancy. I can't say that word. That's a hard word to say for whatever reason. We're live. Yay. right? I mean,
you know,
I mean,
but you know what
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but you know, like let's just keep that one real honest too. You see, like he's
consumed right now.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just be real with that one. He's all over the place doing whatever he's doing, and you know, like you know what I mean. And as long that's a 24-year friendship that just is in a hiatus right now. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is that just because you know what I mean, like you have been able to be and shape careers. Like you're coming from a place. This isn't someone that hasn't been in the industry, that's from the outside looking in. You have been a part of some epic recording sessions. You have been a part of some projects
I've been a creative contributor to
landmark
some
things,
of the best records in the game.
And run that, say that, let these folks know. Just put because we got to put a period on things, and let's put a period on. As I say, put some spec on your name, right?
Right. No, I come from. I play the low and all of that, but I come from some heavy stock with a real strong resume. So me dropping these names, saying MC Light and all these different people that's talking about ACH or the need for a genre to represent the music that's being done by the legends as well as the new, which is ACH, whether they realize it or not. Man, I have a strong foundation. I have a lot behind me. When you go to IRefuseToQuit.com and read my resume and see the things I've done and look at the plaques that I've received for the work that I've been a part of, I'm definitely one of the feathers in the cap of hip hop. Like I've contributed to this. I've contributed to the culture significantly. You know what I'm saying? I've been a blue collar worker, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I put in my work. I'm not a guy that's just jumping on here with a good idea, a bright idea, which is fine, but I'm not a guy with a bright idea, bright-eyed and bushy tail. No, I'm a dude that's looked at as a legend, a veteran. You know what I'm saying? I've done some things that haven't been done, and I've been a part of a bunch of stuff that can never be done again. You know what I'm saying? So you made me stick my chest out a little bit, Ghost.
Say it with your chest. Can you let anybody, just so everybody knows, because I mean, say some of the projects that you've been. I know you're humble, and we get it. And I need you to stick out your chest. Let folks know.
Man. I mean,
what is something that you're like? What's the thing that? Because I want to know. Two things. What's the thing that the project besides your own? How about that?
Right.
Besides your own, what's the project that you're most proud of that you've been a part of? And then what's the project that you like that impacted you the most spiritually as an artist? You know what I mean? Because there's things that you're most proud of, but there's things that that are most significant to you, and they can
right.
Please tell us that to wrap it up.
Okay. Well, one of the projects that I'm looking around at one of the projects that I can say I'm super proud of, to just show you how long I've been in the game, is the plaque I have on my wall for Only Built for Cuban Links.
Oh my God.
God. As well as the one I have that I'm looking at right here for Mobb Deep's The Infamous. So that was my Loud Records days, right? I'm super proud of those because to this day, those are two of hip hop staples. And at the time, I was working under the head of publicity in the publicity department, and I handled the business of these two records. During that time, we had to deal with something called record pools, and then we had fanzines at the time. Remember all the magazines that used to be in Walgreens and all of the
absolutely
places like that? And
Fresh and I had a record pool.
I did all of the work for those records because it's always like a admin or going on behind the artist. Man, I was the dude that set up all of the interviews, I handled all the publicity, in publicity. This is what we did. I was the guy who serviced all the record pools for their record. They used to submit reports. I used to have to read the reports, let the head of publicity know what was going on with these records, so we'll know what the next move is to do with these records. So it was definitely a team effort. And I was part of the class of 95 at Loud Records, Loud Records was the hottest record label, independent record label on the block because of what they did with Wu-Tang Clan in 94. So by 95, we had Only Built for Cuban Links. We had Mobb Deep, the infamous. We had Old Dirty, Welcome to the 36 Chambers, the dirty version. We had, we had that record from handling the publicity of it, because Loud Records did that because the Old Dirty album wasn't signed to Loud. He was on, like, I don't know, what was Old Dirty on, like Epic or something.
Old Dirty was on. I'm trying to. Man, I didn't know.
I can look. It's over. Look. Yeah. I'm about to stunt. The plaque is on my wall.
Please stunt. Let's stunt. Yes, y'all.
It was Elektra.
It was
Elektra.
Yeah.
Elektra Records. So when we used to answer the phone at Loud Records back in 95. I worked in the LA office on Melrose. The building, I think, was 8360 Melrose. We used to say Loud SRC, and SRC stood for later, when he signed like David Banner and all of them people, it became Street Records Corporation. But it was called SRC, was just Steve Rifkin Company, which was just the promotional arm, because Steve was like big on the whole marketing, promotion, and publicity arm. And so we handled, he was a part of the Wu-Tang Clan. So that was one of the solo albums that Loud handled the publicity for. So that's how I got to work that project, right? So that was then. I gave you a couple of my foundation records. Then later on, to quite honestly, once again, this was a mark in history, and it changed everything, and this artist came in so different. And that was when Kanye did The College Dropout. And I was there I was so heavily involved in, the creation of that record along with him creatively, and just, and that's when after that is when I became the first A&R Good Music. Once he formed Good Music, I became the first A&R of Good Music,
That's awesome, man. And
yeah,
and like that right there. I mean, with The College Dropout, I mean, each of those albums, oh my God. I mean,
yeah,
Cuban Links, and then of course, I mean, we worked. So I was the guy that was calling into you. I might have even, you and I were probably on the phone, because Fresh,
more than likely,
yeah, Fresh and I, like, Fresh got me. Fresh and Mr. Dibbs started a record pool called Third Finger Records, and there's a big roster of DJs that are
right.
that and it's still active to this day. And I was the guy and the kid that recruited that. One of my jobs was to get it off the ground, was to call the record labels, submit the forms, all of that stuff, and have that establish that connection, get you mailing and all of that. So I know for a fact that you and I talked, because Loud Records was one of the ones that actually you guys supported our record pool crazy. Like, we had all your product. We had all of it.
And I was the guy what made me the thing that worked for me, that helped me become who I became later, in terms of a guy who was an artist that had so much knowledge of how to run like a label or the business of. I was doing that before I got to Loud, but I really honed my skills on a real level once I got to Loud. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what I was saying was,
but let me interrupt you before you say, because you're frozen. You're frozen.
Oh, yeah.
It's frozen. So if you could just refresh your browser, you'll go away and you'll come back. We'll bring you right back. Everyone, while he refreshes, I got to give a big shout out. Like, can we while he refreshes, let's give him an ovation, a standing. All the morning, I was telling you folks, like, listen, this is one you do not want to miss, because he comes from real hip hop pedigree. Not only Is he an artist that you absolutely need to support? You need to support what he is starting, which is trying to create a lane for the majority of us that are here, that's the sound that we want to hear. So shout out to him for creating that lane and space. But not only that, but also the fact that he has been with and part of hip hop at every single level. So when you look at leadership, right, when you look for a leader, you want to get a leader that has knowledge and experience in every part of the business, right? Because if they don't understand the business as a whole, they're not doing good business, and they're not going to do good business with you. So understanding the business of hip hop as a whole is extremely important. And he does. This is someone that clearly has that experience, that time in hip hop, and has worked with some of the greatest people that we consider artists in our genre to this day. And I just want to say thank you to the homie Olskool Ice-Grē for everything that he has done and is doing. As you can see, he's got plenty of plaques on the walls, plenty of credits, and plenty of things that he has. And yeah, exactly. Hood hippies. Yeah, he's sick. It is sick. And it's crazy. And yo, shout out to all my family, my usual suspects, my B-Boys Underground family, G Fresh and Big Weeze. Much love to you guys. Much love to each and every single one of my usual suspects. For the usual suspects sesh, we got Richie D in the background pressing buttons for me right now. Thank you for joining, family. We got the homie Jeff Denning Art, Joe Blaze. Make sure you follow, of course, the homie Mad Ways, everything that he's doing with his projects. Herbs One, West Coast Creations. Of course, Danny Chaz. I'll be live with Mad Ways on Danny Chaz's Chill on Sunday podcast this Sunday. So I'll be able to, do a non-sesh podcast with the homies, and salute to all of them. And yeah, as we continue to keep B-Boys Underground going, right? The next episode that we have also coming up, we might as well do some plugging for this Wednesday coming up, is the next episode of B-Boys Underground. And that's going to be a Cincinnati legend and someone that is in the industry and has been a part of the industry at a street level, someone that's run street teams and also been responsible for distributing records throughout the Midwest region. Her name is Judy Jones. Judy Jones is known by a lot of artists as someone that's great. So that's going to be this Wednesday. That's August 7th. And that'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern. B-Boys Underground is normally brought to you every Wednesday. We have special episodes as artists come and go, and we're trying to get them booked on. We're opening up Tuesdays and Fridays, right? But in addition to Saturdays and Sundays, whoever wants to go, we'll get you on. But B-Boys Underground is normally on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, and 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on B-Boys Underground on YouTube.com, and of course twitch.tv/GhostBoogie66. That's twitch.tv/GhostBoogie66. You can stay up to date with everything that I'm doing. But not enough of me, more of Olskool Ice-Grē. He's back. He's not frozen. And yes, so now that we've got you back on the screen, I definitely want to give you an opportunity to talk more about what you were getting ready to say, please.
Yeah, man. I was trying to say that in one of the ones I was proud of was being a part of the College Dropout, because it was one of the more groundbreaking records in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And when Kanye got introduced as when Ye got introduced as Kanye West, it was at we talked about Backpack a little while ago. Man, he was like the ultimate backpack hip hop artist, proudly, because just like I'm wearing, I'm heavy. Everybody know Olskool Ice-Grē. I'm heavy, like in a polo, and they don't know goes through on his low in honor of how I get out. I'm a low head. Low season, low life, that whole thing. And Ye came in with the pink polos and the backpack with the blazers, and just really brought some water to the game when it needed it, when it was as parched as it can be. He brought a tall glass of water to the game. And that like when you look at the Genius documentary, I'm the only person besides Kanye himself and Cootie who makes it through every episode, because it's a 3-part, and that's because of my position with him. I was his I lived with him. I was his live-in personal assistant and head of business affairs of his production company at the time. So every scene that you guys saw, except like maybe in the 3rd episode, some of the latter stuff, but in the earlier parts, I was actually in every scene, whether you saw me or not. Even when you didn't see me in Genius, you were hearing my voice. I was talking in the background, unless you know my voice. Now that Ghost,
now that you say this, I'm sitting thinking back. I was like, holy,
you can like hear me talking and stuff, But man, the point is, that's one of the pieces. And then even fast forward past that, I was very proud of the single for Big Sean's My Last, when he got introduced as an artist. I literally chose the beat. No ID produced it, but he gave me the honor of choosing what track we should submit to Sean, or Sean came to the studio, but it was 3 tracks, and I chose My Last, and I did what's my man name? I'm tripping. What's the actor name? Top Gun. What's my guy name?
Oh, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I did a Tom Cruise on Show Me the Money. I was jumping up and down on the couch, acting crazy.
I got you.
Telling Sean he has to record this album because I said it's going to make you a star. It's going to make you a household name, and it's going to go #1 on Billboard. I said it's going to make you a household name, #1 on Billboard, and it's going to go platinum. And it did all of those things. I have a screenshot of when it was #1 on Billboard to always remember. And I also had that plaque on my wall as well. So, just to commemorate like me, the role I played in that situation, But yeah, man,
so get you back, because I know it's been a second. Like, so you've played a ton of roles, but what was that thank you for telling us that. So everybody, if y'all didn't have some spec on his name before this episode, you better put some respect on his name, man, by the end of this episode.
I just say I've done my work. I've been a part of this culture.
You have done your work. So
I've done my work. I've been a part of teams. I know how to play team ball. That's why it's not a problem for me to do what I'm doing right now with ACH when I say I'm trying to bring us together as a team, more unified, galvanize and excite and pull us all together. This has been my role in the game. Outside of, yes, I'm an A&R. Yes, I've been a manager. Yes, I've been an artist, and I'm still an artist. Thankfully, I've got brought back as an artist. But what I'm saying is bringing people together. That everybody that knows Olskool Ice-Grē in this business, they'll say, yeah, Gree always, I'm the guy to galvanize and connect the dots and bring people back. And that's what I'm trying to do with ACH. I'm trying to bring all of these like minds together, all of these interested parties that want to see this change. And a lot of them have more notoriety in terms of their face card than I do. So but I know if we all come together with the work I've already done, I've done all the heavy lifting, and that just means that I've already packaged it and put it into a neat presentation where nobody has to stop what they're doing and try to figure out how to write or propose. You know what I mean? Like I've already got the ball rolling because I've already proposed it and talked to people and this and that. Third. I look at it like this: MC Light is the voice of the Grammy. She does the voiceover. She's the voice.
I know, and you've mentioned her name, and I hold her in respect. She's my #1 female MC of all time, and she's in my top 5 of all time.
Come on, man.
Because I respect MC Light so much, and have ever since her very first one, man, came out, man, like that. Again, when I talk about that voice,
voice. Yeah, she has such an original voice.
MC Light, I'm speaking to you. it would be an honor and a privilege if you come on B-Boys Underground, but it'd be even better of an honor and privilege if you make sure that you get with my homie Olskool and bless and get the gas.
Man.
And please, like, if you just see this, please support my man.
Thank you, Ghost. I'm the other end of what she's asking for, because she's literally, as we speak, sitting on various platforms doing her own interviews and asking and talking about this very thing. She's not saying adult contemporary hip hop. She's asking for us to help her come up with a name for it and talking about how much is needed. And I'm just here to say, hey, Light, what's up? We one person away from each other at least 600 times. I got it. Come on, let's work together. Let's push this thing through. You know what I mean?
And look, you see this logo right there, that Kings County logo?
Yes.
That's because of the homie Big Weeze, but that's the man. That's the originator. That's Jazz O's logo. That's his label. That's his
word.
His oh, yeah,
you think County. About, I remember they used to be saying that in the raps back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
well,
think about it like this.
But Jazz was.
Yeah. And he, because there needs to be a lane like an adult contemporary hip hop, there's greats out here that are not getting the respect and the honor and have the lane that they deserve to have right now because of you know, this needs to happen. So all of that,
somebody saluted me. Salute to them. You know what I mean? Salute to it was like HNFX or something like that.
Infinity. Infinity.
Infinity. Yeah, okay. It was shout out and salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Man. Thank you. But man, this thing is purposeful, man. I didn't get on here just to brag, boast, or blow hot air, you know, from my Windy City roots. Nothing like that, man. I'm really here to talk about a very, you know, we didn't talk about it. It's a very important thing. It's very needed and necessary. And it would do so much good for the culture and for us, us for the culture and us who live this thing. It would do so much good and create so much more than we would ever believe if we go ahead and get this thing pushed through. And everything starts somewhere, man. And I'm just trying to be the start, Ghost. I'm just trying to get it started. I'm trying to.
Well, this is the start. Again. You've already started. You're not trying. You have started. Yeah. You have done. It's not even start. You're past the starting phase. It's there, and it's built. And folks, you guys that are watching this live right now, first and foremost, thank you. I appreciate you so very much, each and every single one of y'all and my crew and my team. But I also want to say to everybody that's watching this in the future, please share this, and not for the benefit of B-Boys Underground, for the benefit of adult contemporary hip hop, ACH. If you like that form of music, and if you agree with anything that has been said during this last 2 hours, I beg you to please share it out, clip it out, do whatever you got to do to make it more and it becomes part of the lexicon of hip hop and music all together. It needs to be incorporated. Adult contemporary hip hop needs to happen, and this is the reason why when you mentioned it to me, and like I've been keeping touch and track with you guys throughout your entire tour. I was like, you better holler at me when you guys get backstage.
Right, you did
the whole time. Like I was just like, all right. So I waited till about like a week or a couple weeks after you guys were stateside.
You did.
And I'm like, what's up?
Look, we definitely owe you a recap interview because you were on top of it. You followed us. The tour, man, that tour,
y'all
man,
killed it, man. Tell us about the tour before we get up out of here. Please tell everybody.
Before we get out of here, I'll say this because I'm gonna definitely have fun talking about it with EP. But man, let me just say this just from my own personal one man's perspective. Man, that European tour with Slum Village, man, was the most amazing experience in music in my life. Now, again, you've heard the stories of you just set the platform for me to talk about all I've done with Kanye, you know, and those were some amazing, you know, with Kanye, it was so high level and so, you know, I mean, it's all the stuff he talks about. I mean, it was the private jets, it was the best hotels, it was the, you know what I mean? It was hanging out with everybody from Tom Cruise to the biggest people you could think of was always around, and it was just great times. But this tour with Slum Village that my group Abstract Mindstate got to embark on, that was a dream that we always had, because that was that guy's dream. This was my dream. This was EP's dream. This was Abstract Mind. So we got to experience everything about a European tour, you know, from the planes, trains, and automobiles. Because, you know, being over in Europe, you probably know the train is like a common thing. So some areas it's just smarter to catch the train. And we're not talking about the train like in Chicago that we call an L, or in New York that we call a subway. No, we talking about like an actual like
train.
It's like a train. It's somewhere in between
miles.
Yeah, for miles. It's something like a not quite an Amtrak, but not quite a subway. You know what I'm saying? It's somewhere in between. So anyway, and there was several plane rides. And then you know what the best rides were, Ghost? We did the whole UK, because it was you know, when you're touring and you're an independent group, you got to be smart. The most fun, especially because Slum Village are the craziest dudes that you could ever, you know, want to hang out with on a tour, was being in the Sprinter when we did the entire UK. We did like, what was it, 9 or 10 cities in the UK, all in a Sprinter. So it was just on the ground. And you talking about laughs and jokes in the car, in this big truck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, it was so much fun, man. And what I learned, let me say this. What I learned was, man, Slum Village are some calm. They some great entertainers. They some great guys, but they're so calm. And I was trying to absorb how calm they were. Things were happening on the tour like that was beyond any of our control, like maybe a change in the schedule or a change in the time, or maybe we'll get to a venue and RJ's equipment, they didn't have what they were supposed to have. Man, these dudes remain so calm. You know, it was never, they never lost, you know, they never lost it, not one time. And it's because they're so seasoned. They're seasoned tour artists. That's all they do is tour. And I learned from that. I'm just sharing that to say, I learned from that, man, because it was times where I thought we were supposed to freak out, and they were so chill that it forced me to be chill. Like, okay, well, I guess they're not worried. I shouldn't be, you know. It was great, man. The experience was amazing, and touching all of those crazy little nooks and crannies in these places I've never been, you know, Zagreb and like Croatia, you know, it was an experience.
Man, you know, but you mentioned something absolutely, and what's dope is that you even mentioned how you gleaned wisdom and insight from an experience when you said, at a time when I should have been freaking out, you witnessed someone else around you, someone that is an OG that's been not in a way of old, but has been through experience. And because of their experience, you were able to apply it in a situation real time that helped you make that situation a good experience, instead of where if you freaked out, that would have been a bad memory.
Yep.
Because you would have put yourself in a position that would have created, you know, unnecessary chaos and tension. Whereas if you controlled your emotions, you still were able to communicate what you needed to communicate and get through the situation, but you did it in a manner that earned respect, right? And you were able to get through it, because at the end of the day, we're all humans. We're all trying to do our best. We all want to do our best. There's very few times that people have negative ill will or intention. We're all just trying to communicate because we're all passionate about something.
Right.
We're all passionate about hip hop.
Right.
But that's the thing. So get you an OG that can give you some temperance, some control your emotions. Just breathe.
Yeah. Could I say one more? Can
Everything. You can say 40 more. I got all the time in the world.
No. We gonna wrap this up because I gotta get going. But
let's go.
One of the other things that was super exciting for me and EP was I want to say it may have been in Milan. I think it was, because we did Milan. We did Rome, Milan, and what we do? Whatever. But in Milan, somebody walked up to us. We was outside doing our little social media thing, trying to da da da. And the guy walked up and was like, Abstract Mindstate. And we was like, what? And he was like, man, y'all, he's like, Abstract Mind. He had the crazy like accent. He was like, y'all the shit right now, you know. And he was talking about a wise tale and all this. And that felt so good, man, to be out on this tour and running into people that supported our record and knew the songs. Like it was another one was we were performing and I almost messed my rap up because it was a dude singing a verse with me line for line. And I'm like, I'm in Europe, bro. I didn't need, you know, it was just an experience, bro. Venice, yes.
Was it Venice?
Yes, Venice, Milan, we went, yeah, man, we was
you were all over the place.
You saw the schedule. If you guys go to abstractmindstate.com, the schedule is still up there. We did all of those. Man, it's crazy. It was great.
Like you said, you were in trains, planes, and automobiles.
Planes, automobiles.
Man, hold on. We got to do this. We got to press this button right here. Man, Olskool. Him on all social media platforms. Let them know where they can follow you and stay up to tune and date with everything. Yes,
you can get at me individually at Olskool. That's OLSKOOL.
Just like it says on the screen.
Just like it says on the screen, _Ice-Grē. Except my name actually has a hyphen in between Ice-Grē. Ghost dissed me and didn't put my hyphen. But anyway, I'm just pulling this chain on that one. I'm just messing with you. But no, it's Olskool. But you know what? The hyphen can't go in there on Instagram. So it's
exactly.
it's at Olskool _ Ice-Grē on IG, X, and everything else, and even on those who on Facebook. It's what / Olskool Ice-Grē all together, and then you can get at Abstract Mindstate, just spelled correctly, Abstract Mindstate, not mindset. Most people be like mindset, no, Mindstate, Abstract Mindstate, at Abstract Mindstate, or go to abstractmindstate.com. There it is. That's what I got for you.
There it is. Yo, I'm gonna read a quote. So, okay. And this is on your IRefuseToQuit.com website as well, because you didn't even get into the fact.
Oh yeah, I didn't get into that. Oh, I refuse to quit.
He wrote a book, y'all.
I know. I wrote a book. I'm an author. I'm tripping. You know. Please visit IRefuseToQuit.com. I got a inspirational autobiography that be great for any for up and coming artists as well as even more established artists, because I've experienced some things that most people will probably never get to experience in their lifetime doing this music. And it's just about not giving up and refusing to quit. That's all. But yeah, I'm an author as well. So I Refuse to Quit is the name of my book and the website.
So he wrote a song about it. Like to hear it go. He wrote a book about it. Like to hear it go.
Right, wrote a book about it.
Cop the book. Get a copy. Copy.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna read a thing. Olskool Ice-Grē. And look, I did the homework. So if you guys are watching it on YouTube or in the future, hit that link, the link tree in the description, and that will take you to all of his things and all of his links. So check this out. Olskool Ice-Grē is the most upstanding human being that I know. He represents the pinnacle of good character. If everyone in the world had Greg's character, we would have world peace. Kanye West, billionaire, Christian, creative designer, and philanthropist. Yeah. Ain't nothing else we got to say on that. We are B-Boys Underground. Make sure you follow us. We'll be back next Wednesday again with the OG from Cincinnati, Miss Judy Jones. I almost said Judge Judy Jones. Hey, look, she did judge a lot of talent contests.
Judge Judy.
Yeah. Miss Judy Jones, put some respect on her name, put some respect on our name, put some respect on Gree's name. We are B-Boys Underground. Catch me live. I'm done. So I just got done streaming 9 days in a row, every single day for 9 days and multiple times. Like, I think I put in like probably 80 plus hours this week in 9 days. So, yo, I appreciate y'all that's been tuned in throughout the whole thing. The Usual Suspects session will be back. I'll be on Chill on Sundays podcast with the homie Dunny Chaz out of London this Sunday, 2 p.m. my time, Mountain Time. Much love. We are out. Peace.